I'm back. Summer designers. Man, this is a loaded list. Loaded list. And I'm gonna tell you now, if you don't stick around to the end and really see this top 5, doing yourself a disservice, man. I got some heat on there. YouTube, what's good, man? It's your boy, BowTie Fragrance Guy. Obviously, we talk about fragrances on this channel. I'm the BowTie Fragrance Guy, but I think that, it's important for guys to really have that full scope of how you can present yourself as best you can every day. And that not only is how you smell, but how you look, man. So I throw in some style tips on this channel as well, and grooming tips. So if you're into that, make sure you hit subscribe. Don't forget to enable notifications by hitting that bell icon as well. So anytime a new video is uploaded on the channel, you get notified. All right, guys, well, today we're going to be talking about the top 12, and I actually have 12 that I want to talk about, designer fragrances that I look forward to wearing this summer, 2025. Now, last week we did the niche list, so obviously it is time to follow up with the summer designer fragrance list. So I'm going to run the intro, and when we come back, we're going to jump right into it. If you want to see what's on my list this year, then you know the routine. Keep it locked right here. Let's get it. And remember, you don't see these top 5, you're doing yourself a disservice. I'm just saying, man. Let's go.
The BowTie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. Let's jump right into the video, man. We're going to jump right into it. This first fragrance, well, let me say this. There are a good variety on this list, I would say, of brand new stuff like 2025 and some stuff that's a little bit, a little bit older stuff, some of those classics. I have some classic stuff on here as well. So it's a good mix of old and new, if you will. But this first one is a 2025 designer fragrance release. And this one is from the house of Jimmy Choo. And this is Jimmy Choo Man Extreme. Love this red bottle, man. I love the bottle. But the main notes in here is red thyme, sage, geranium, nutmeg, and tonka. So this is what I'll say about this fragrance. It's just a nice fragrance. It just smells very, very pleasant. And I know that's really what, fragrances are about at the end of the day, something that just smells good. And that's really what the compliment that I can give this fragrance. It smells really nice. And unlike some of the other designer fragrances that are being released nowadays, it's not overpriced per se. Now, I do think if you can find this at a discounter, that would really be where you want to, where you would want to pick this one up. But I think even at full retail, it wasn't that expensive. Like, you got some designer fragrances now going for 160, 70, 80, 200 bucks, which is crazy. But something like this, I think it was maybe around 120 or something like that when it was released. So it's not, like I said, overpriced per se. Although, again, I would find this one discounted. But this is just a very pleasant fragrance. It's one of those fragrances that really can be like a signature scent, but that does have a fresher kind of herbal scent profile with a little bit of sweetness from that tonka bean as it dries down, kind of aromatic. So it does really work well in the summertime. This is one of those that you can wear pretty much any time of the day or any type of setting you're going to be in during the summer. Then that goes for going out, that's office, anything. This kind of scent profile is going to work because it's just very, very pleasant. So it's in the 12th spot, not anything to write home about, but it is a very pleasant fragrance. And I will be wearing, because I did buy it, obviously. So I'm going to get some wears out of it this summer from the house of Jimmy Choo. This is Man Extreme. Guys, 2 quick things to remember. I always try to link as many of these to the video as I can, where I can find the best price for them through YouTube shopping. So if you see products down there in the corner, if you want to check anything out, I'll try to link them there. And also, if you don't have my ebook yet, make sure you get your copy of The Gentleman's Blueprint. It's an amazing ebook. I think that every modern day gentleman should have it. So make sure you do that. This next fragrance, guys, is from the brand of Hermes. This also is a new release. And this one has a very, specific place in my summer rotation this year. But this one is called Terre d'Hermes EDP Intense. Again, new release this year. This one is bergamot, coffee licorice, and there's some very, very kind of fresh and earthy elements to this fragrance as well that I really, really enjoy. Now, Terre d'Hermes EDP Intense. This brand, this particular line, the Hermes line, the Terre d'Hermes line is starting to, have its share of flankers. I guess they decided that, hey, if you can't beat them, join them. So they've joined the parade of other designer fragrances that have decided to do just like, flanker after flanker. But this is a very, very unique take on the Terre d'Hermes DNA. Now, I will say you can tell that it's Terre d'Hermes because there is this earthiness to it that you got from the original. That one, which was based kind of around that vetiver note on the dry down, the beautiful bright citruses in the opening. So you get this citrus element here in the opening as well. But when this dries down, you get that sweetness from that coffee licorice combination, which is unique. So this is going to be like a date night or a summer evening fragrance only for me, because it does have a sweet side to it. Now the dry down, they list notes of lava and I think stone, which honestly, it just kind of comes off smelling earthy, almost like vetiver. That's the best way that I can kind of describe the way this smells on the dry down. So it kind of has that same, earthiness that you got from the vetiver that's going to remind you of the original. So a little bit of a different take, but again, this has a very special and specific place in my rotation. This is date nights and summer evenings. So it's pretty good from the brand of Hermes. Again, like I told you, I have a very specific use for this, but I do really, really like it. From the brand of Hermes, again, this is Terre d'Hermes EDP Intense. All right, guys, I'm coming in the 10th spot. This fragrance comes from the brand of Polo, and this is the newest release as well, 2025. This is Polo 67 Eau de Parfum. Polo 67 Eau de Parfum. Just easy to wear, guys. Pineapple, cedarwood, benzoin, lavender, and they have a sesame seed accord here. So I love the way that sesame is used here. Again, a little bit of a nutty nuance here, which is really, really nice. Kind of contrasting that pineapple that you get in the opening here, but kind of along the lines of what I said about Versace Man Extreme. This is just a very, 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 very pleasant, easy to wear fragrance. Again, that is not overpriced. So you're not gonna have to break the bank for this one as well. They didn't try to, what I feel, overcharge for what this fragrance is. But it's really, 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 really nice. That pineapple up top, for me, is definitely a winner. I love the way it opens up with that. But again, it's contrasted by, that kind of sesame note here, which gives this fragrance somewhat of a unique factor from anything else that I have on this list. But again, very pleasant, very mass appealing, very easy to wear summer fragrance from the brand of Polo. This is Polo 67 Eau de Parfum. All right, guys, up next, this is another new release. And I must say I do really, really love this bottle, and I really enjoy the fragrance because it has a note in here that I love. And I'm talking about from the brand of Dolce & Gabbana. This is the new installment from the light blue line of fragrances. This is Capri in Love. Really, really love this bottle, man. Dolce & Gabbana light blue, Capri in Love. What you're getting here, guys, is fig, black pepper, and patchouli. And honestly, this is really all about that note of fig. I told you several times I really enjoy the note of fig. It's just it's fruity, but it gives this kind of creamy nature to a fragrance, almost similar to what you would get from a note of coconut. And coconut kind of gives a tropical vibe, so fig kind of puts me in that same mindset when I smell it in fragrances. But man, I really love this bottle. This cap is really, really, it's a hard cap, and if you look on the top of it, it has the DG. Hopefully we can pick that up. It has DG there on top, so it's really, really nice. Again, really love the bottle. Like I said, the bottle presentation on here and the fragrance is really, really nice. It definitely smells tropical, and it gives you those summer vibes. So that's why I really enjoy this one. That's why it's on the list. Really, really solid. From the brand of Dolce & Gabbana, this is light blue, Capri in Love. All right, guys, next up, if this fragrance lasted longer, it would be even higher on the list. This one was also released this year in 2025 from the brand of Hugo Boss. This is Boss Bottled Bold Citrus. Really nice, man, especially the opening. You get this bergamot lemon combination up top with geranium, elemi, and vetiver. And when I tell you, the only issue with this fragrance, it is a bold citrus, but it's only bold for about 30 minutes. And I think that's my only issue with this fragrance. If this lasted longer, it would be higher on the list because it screams summer. Just this fresh burst of this bergamot lemon, so a fresh burst of citruses up top, but it does kind of start to really tailor off really early on. Again, for me, it only really projected for about 30 minutes, and then it really started to sit close to the skin, and I only got about 3.5 hours, maybe 4 out of it, of longevity. So it's not the best in the performance category, but I tell you what, again, this one is another one that's not like super expensive in my humble opinion. So this is one that I will take with me, and I get to about that 3-hour mark every day. I will reapply. I don't have a problem with that, but it smells so good in the opening. It screams summer, that bold citrus opening. So check it out. Again, I'm telling you guys now, performance is not really good on this one, but it smells great. From the brand of Hugo Boss Bottle Citrus. Bold Citrus. All right, guys, the next fragrance on the list, we went with one of the classics. This is also from the brand of Hermes. This is called Un Jarden Sol. This is mango, grapefruit, carrot. They have this carrot tomato thing in the middle with peony and iris as it dries down. So it's kind of contrasted with this very nice citrus opening, and it's contrasted by this kind of vegetal vibe that you get here from that tomato carrot combination. Nice powdery nuances on the dry down. Again, it does have iris in this fragrance, but this is really good. It's a very unique scent profile. You don't see many fragrances that have that kind of vegetal kind of touch to it, but it does smell great combined with the citruses and the iris here. Amazing fragrance for the summertime. This kind of smells like a fruit salad, if you will. That's what I get from this, from the brand of Hermes Un Jarden Sol. Amazing summer fragrance. All right, guys, up next, we have another 2025 release, perfect for the summertime. This is Gucci Guilty Love Edition. Gucci Guilty Love Edition. This is orange blossom, juniper berries, and ambro fix. Really, this is about that orange blossom, man. Another note that I love, that whole orange tree, the orange blossom. You have neroli and petit green. I love all of those notes. They kind of give you different nuances, but that, you know, that orange blossom, again, kind of has a little bit of a creaminess to it, and that's something that I really enjoy about that note. Again, the ambro fix here just kind of comes off kind of woody. To kind of give this kind of musky woodiness to the fragrance on the dry down. It's really simple, but very pleasant. I just really enjoy the way this smells on my skin. So I'm going to be rocking it this summer from the brand of Gucci. This is Gucci Guilty for Homme Love Edition. All right, guys, the next fragrance on the list. Well, before I do that, the actually Gucci Guilty was released late last year, 2024. It's not a 2025 release. I misspoke on that. It was late 2024, not early 2025. But the next fragrance, this is a fragrance that is a little bit of an older one, released in 2021, and I was screaming from the rooftops about how great this fragrance was when it initially came out, and I got my hands on it. I have 2 bottles of it, and there is a newer fragrance by Louis Vuitton that smells exactly like this, and people are going crazy about that fragrance. But anyway, this fragrance is from the brand of Cartier from the Riviera's collection. This is called Luxuriance. Man, this is summer in a bottle. It is fantastic. Pistachio, oak wood, geranium, and rosemary are some of the main notes of this. And this fragrance smells exactly like Pacific Chill from Louis Vuitton. Again, when I first got this fragrance, I think I got my hands on it in 2021, and I talked about it a lot. Because I just really enjoyed the way that pistachio came up in this fragrance, but it has that there because that kind of gives this nuttiness to this fragrance, but then it has these very clean and green elements to it. Again, just the perfect summer fragrance. And not a lot of people really caught on to it and really talked about it. But now everybody loves Pacific Chill for Louis Vuitton. So I think there's a little bit of a video to be made there about the kind of the mentality of people with brands and things of that nature, because this is exactly what Pacific Chill is, but this did it first. And it's a lot less expensive. But anyway, it is amazing. I love this. Again, this is my second bottle of this. It is amazing. You just have to smell it. The freshness here, the citruses will just absolutely blow you away. From the brand of Cartier, again, this was a collection called the Riviera's collection, and this one's called Luxuriance. Get your nose on it. All right, guys, in the fourth spot, this was a designer fragrance that was released last year, and it is just fantastic. I mean, when you hear the brand, I'm not surprised that it was done very well. They haven't joined the flanker train and just, inundating us with too many flankers. But anyway, from the brand of Chanel, released last year, Chanel Allure Sport Supergra. This is fantastic. Mandarin orange, cedar wood, white musk, and sandalwood are some of the main notes. Again, it just smells phenomenal. If you guys haven't got your nose on this one yet, this is one you definitely need to get your nose on. This can be or should be a staple in any collector's summer fragrance rotation. It is just fantastic. I love the dry down. That white musk is really clean. The sandalwood, of course, woody, kind of creamy here. You definitely get that. And it has the DNA of the original Allure Sport as well. Those really fresh green elements that a lot of us really came to love from that one. But it has that white musk and that creamy sandalwood on the dry down, which is kind of make this a little bit different, but I love it. So check it out from the brand of Chanel, Allure Sport Supergra. All right, guys, and coming in the number 2 spot. If this is number 2, number 1 has to be amazing. But this is a fragrance that was also released last year that I love, that I've used about half the bottle. Versace Eros Energy. Versace Eros Energy. Love this stuff, man. This is lemon, blackcurrant, oak moss, and musk are some of the main notes. And yes, just to really simplify this, the main note is lemon. You get a lot of lemon, a kind of bitter freshness up top with that lemon that lasts a long time. And then, of course, you get the Acqu Di Gio DNA. That's why I listed those notes as some of the main notes, because those are some of the main notes in Acqu Di Gio, the blackcurrant, the oak moss, and things of that nature. Amazing designer fragrance. One that I can just spray on and go. I know I'm gonna smell great. I get compliments on it as well. It's just really, really good. Really, really good. I like it. That's why it's in the number 2 spot from the brand of Versace, Eros Energy. I put a lot of people onto this, and everybody I've put onto it has loved it. So check it out. All right, guys, I don't know how I skipped my number 3 fragrance, but that is number 2, so now it's out of order. But I gotta give you this was supposed to be in the 3rd spot. Forgive me, but this fragrance is a new designer fragrance release as well. This is Aquadeio Elixir. This is actually number 3. Eros is number 2, but this right here is green mandarin, violet leaf, leather, and nutmeg. Man, for me personally, this particular line is just hard to miss. I think I really, truthfully love every release, every flanker from the Acqu Di Gio line. I think there's maybe one that, maybe the Profondo Lights or something that may have been, I would say my least favorite of, if I'm not mistaken, it might have been Profondo Lights. But all the other ones were really, really good and very, very well done. This one, you do pick up the original DNA of Acqu Di Gio, but it has this nice kind of leathery touch to it. It performed really well, and it has, of course, you can't go wrong with that original Acqu Di Gio DNA. It just smells good. That's what this is about at the end of the day. I did get mine at a discounted price. I do think this small bottle, what I say, is worth 160, 180 bucks, no. But for what I paid for it, 110 bucks, absolutely yes. But check it out, man. It is really, really good for those hardcore Acqu Di Gio lovers. You're probably gonna love it because you can pick up the original DNA here. In the 3rd spot, I know I did them out of order, but I'm human, forgive me. Acqu Di Gio Elixir. And now the number 1 spot, just go get it. This is from the brand of Replica, and this is called Never Ending Summer. Never Ending Summer. This is bitter orange. This is April Accord here, April Spritz Accord with tea, vetiver, and vanilla. Now, I think I'm pronouncing that right. April Spritz is a drink, and this kind of gives this, kind of supports this bitter orange note. When you spray this on your skin, I'm gonna tell you exactly what this smells like. This smells like you have a very juicy orange. You peel the orange, and you take one of the orange wedges and you eat it, and there is orange juice from that wedge that is coming down your hand, and you smell your hand. There's that bitterness of the orange peel, but then that juiciness of the orange itself, the juice that's running down your hand. That's exactly what this smells like when this fragrance opens up. And then it has this nice calming effect from this Earl green tea accord in here as well. A little bit of sweetness on the dry down. There's a little bit of vanilla kind of ambery touch to it. This stuff is fantastic. Guys, do yourself a favor. I think it was released this year, and check this stuff out. That is the best designer summer fragrance out there right now on the market, in my humble opinion. That's why it's in the #1 spot from the brand of Maison Margiela, the Replica line. This is never ending summer. But that is it, guys. That is my time. I hope you enjoyed this video today, as I gave you the top 12 summer designer fragrances that I'll be rocking in 2025. What are some designer fragrances you have that you look forward to rocking? And what do you think about the list? I would love to hear from you down in the comment section. Now, as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to share these videos out to some other folks out there that you think could use the information or may just find it entertaining. Because I'm your guy, Darian. I'm the BowTie fragrance guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell fantastic. So until next time, keep looking good, man. Keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace. We out.